Doubleheader weekend from Dover, and the second race is underway. No time Matt DiBenedetto wasted in jumping out to the front. And how about Eric Almirola in the 10 on the outside, fighting for second already?
That's a hard pass to make this early in the race. Oh man, really pushing that car off turn 4. Newman stays on the inside. A bit loose right there for the 10. Newman fighting grip in the back of the car is going to have to give that spot up right there.
It's Austin Dillon in the 3, back from last weekend where he had to take off because of COVID-19, testing positive, but he had 2 negative tests, 24 hours in between. That allowed him to be able to come back and race this weekend.
Had a good run yesterday. They finished quite as well as they ran. Had to feel good to have to sit out a week and then go and have good speed coming back. Good opportunity for these guys trying to get away from some of the cars that were so good yesterday.
How about Blaney making the move here? We ride along with him.
Listen to that throttle, on and off the throttle. This racetrack, so rough. Even on new tires, it's not a lot of grip.
I was surprised by how, poorly Blaney ran yesterday. I think it's a great opportunity for him with great starting position. Climb through these guys quickly. Try to get that track position, hang on to it all day long.
Thought Newman was going to get passed by the 3 of Austin Dillon, but Dillon has a little issue there, has to check up, and that allows Ryan Blaney to get by him. 2 Richard Childress racing cars right here, the 3 and the 8. Tyler Reddick in the 8, just behind the 3 of Austin Dillon now. Oh, 47's around. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. into the inside wall. And a lot of damage on the right side of that car.
It's the second race. We've seen Ricky have problems early in the race.
Also seeing the 7.
He had great patience.
Oh, look at this.
Big damage to the 9.
Wow.
That is a lot of damage.
Garrett Smithley in the 7 also was stopped on the track.
To the garage.
And straight to the garage for Chase Elliott. You're hearing.
And Chase Elliott yesterday was really fast.
So Ryan Blaney, William Byron there on that high line. We heard him firing there, and he might have spun the tires. Here comes the 1 of Kurt Busch on the bottom.
Yeah, well, you could hear him spinning the tires from that in-car camera. Look at William Byron on the outside. Kurt Busch down there on the bottom. Big disadvantage. He got wrecked so early yesterday. He didn't learn anything about his car.
A great job by the 24, but that's exactly what Chad wanted to see. Got momentum, got by the 1. Now get in line. Even if a few go by you, just get out there as far as you can.
And Chad Canals he's the biggest fan right now of that driver of that 1 car, Kurt Busch. He wants him to hold up all these guys coming from behind on tires. Essentially 30 laps to go. They're racing to the end of this stage 1. That 24 car is.
We didn't talk about much yesterday that we tend to see at the front of a lot of these races. Kevin Harvick drove up to 3rd place, starting to put the pressure on William Byron. We talked about it at the top of the show about who can make the adjustments to improve their car. Looks like this 4 team's done some great things to help Kevin be able to work with this thing. He runs that diamond. Bert, you know him. You were teammates with him. He runs a diamond at this racetrack. A lot of guys roll the bottom real tight or run high like Williams running. That 4 car, Harvick, he always has kind of drifted up in the middle and back to the bottom on exit.
And Dale, I spoke to Rodney Childress about that exact thing, what changes they would make on that 4 car. Remember that first stage yesterday, he was flying after the pit road issue they had. He went from 29th to just outside the top 5. He said, we look at that run, and then he goes, I noticed also we were too high. We lowered the car. We did a couple things that you'd normally do after that first run in practice to dial this car in. I think that would worry a lot of the competitors out there if they heard how much they fine-tuned that 4 car for today.
Well, and Parker, you mentioned at the beginning of the show how their track bar was dropping on its own. I saw that tweet from Rodney last night. I've had that before, Rick. You are chasing a moving target. Every time you make an adjustment, the car adjusts itself. That track bar just can fall on its own if the mount has an issue or not properly installed. So I expect Harvick to be one of those cars to run much better today, and so far he's doing so. I think he might have a chance to win this stage as he's run Blaney down.
So now with
Lap traffic.
yeah, just under 3 to go. It's the 12 of Blaney just in front of Kevin Harvick.
Kevin can't. That's the worst place to catch the lap traffic. Can't get in the throttle right there.
Look at Blaney though. Watch Blaney. Watch corner entry. Harvick's going to beat him, but watch the exit.
Harvick does this diamond, gets a great run off the corner.
You see right there, Blaney cannot go back to the throttle. Does not have enough rear grip to just aggressively attack the throttle. Harvick will try to jump on the outside of him.
Look at this pass. He goes to the high side for the stage 1 win. Harvick goes by Blaney. Man, 1 lap to go in stage 1. What a run by Kevin Harvick.
Well, it's like any other doubleheader we've seen this weekend. Hamlin won the first, so Harvick, does that make him automatically the favorite in the second?
Well, he's looking pretty good here as Kevin Harvick trying to win stage 1.
Hell of a job there. Green checker right here.
Look
Get her
at
cooled
that.
off. Drop.
6th stage win of the season for the 4 team. Stage 2 underway. Harvick, Blaney 1 and 2. 2 Ford Mustangs up front. Logano, also another Ford up there in 3rd. Then the first Chevrolet, William Byron.
Top 3 came from that outside line. William on the inside. Great battle from 5th back here. The 2, the 11. Brad Keselowski, Denny Hamlin down into turn 1. Truex right on the back bumper of that 2. Make it a little loose.
Ah, she's loose.
He gets him a little loose. The 11 squirts out in front. And now can the 19 do it again? Get that 2 loose enough that he can get by him.
Matty D up the hill a little bit. Clint Boyer going to try to get underneath him.
Matt's going to try to pass his 48 on the outside. They all got bottled up with that 2 car getting loose, and Matt jumped to the outside, but that might cost him if 14 can get there. He can't. Matt gets down to the bottom here. Saves that position.
This has been a long green flag run. 75 laps. Only 4 laps to go in stage 2. Look at the run William Byron has now.
Now Blaney, now watch what happens. That just pushes all the air underneath that 12 car. Makes it very unstable. Still can't get the pass done.
I think Blaney's taking advantage of William and how nice he is. William needs to get to that outside and try to jump on that right rear quarter panel. That's just how Harvick took the lead from this 12 car early in the race. That's how Denny just got around the 12 car moments ago.
I agree with you, Dale Jr. The 24 looks good running the top. He has good exit speed. Get on the outside of that 12. Get on that right rear, and that 12 car will only become looser.
He keeps trying to pass him on the bottom. Let's see if he can get it done, but
Good run here. Can he get back to the gas?
he just can't do it. They're on the oldest tires they've been on all day. There's no grip down there when you're on the inside of somebody.
And behind them, Jimmy Johnson, he has moved up to 9th place. So another point for Jimmy Johnson.
Final lap of stage 2. See on the top of your screen the 4 of Kevin Harvick. We've mentioned the age of the winner of the Indy 500. How about the 44-year-old Kevin Harvick is going to win stage 2. He sweeps the first 2 stages from the Monster Mile. Back up through the gears they go. Kevin Harvick out front with a great restart. Logano on the high side. Let's see if the 11 and choosing that low line pays off. Looks like he's going to slide in behind the 22.
So you have to push really hard. Restarts are real aggressive.
Kevin Harvick, the 44-year-old out of Bakersfield, California, out in front. And when we talked to his crew chief a little while ago, he made the comment, you know what, we're still out here trying to prove ourselves. Well, pretty amazing that a guy who already has 6 wins this season is trying to prove themselves this late in the season.
Fun to watch. These guys manhandle these cars.
Steve, you mentioned long runs with 27 laps to go. potentially it could be a 90-lap run. It'd be the longest green flag run of the day.
Yeah, so I'm going to ask Parker, who's been reporting on Kevin Harvick all day, the race leader. Parker, that's right at the fuel window we talked about. Have you heard anything on the radio about fuel issues for the 4?
It is, but Ronnie Childers was very confident when he told Kevin Harvick, even at the beginning of this run, just save me a little bit under the caution. We are good to go. We just need to save some in case there's a green-white checker. So they feel confident they can make it in. I've heard the same from multiple others in the top 10.
I think there's our answer on fuel. Dale Jr., you jumped in my other ear there and you said you feel you could save fuel here either way, just so much time out of the throttle. If you had to find a couple laps, you could.
Yeah, if you got it. So, you know, typically when you run hard down in the corner, use a little brake to slow the car down. Well, you can run basically the same lap time, lifting way sooner using no brake. Let the car roll down into the corner, back to the gas really easy. Almost match the lap time that you were running traditionally. So you can save quite a bit here.
Well, it also helps if you have a 5-second lead, right? You have a lot of room to give up for Kevin Harvick. You wonder a little bit further back in the field, Logano, Truex, Bowman, in that tight race. Then you think about Byron and Johnson. You know they're running hard because of the point situation. But they push themselves over the edge. Harvick, that's real easy to save.
So Jeff would be right along with Kevin Harvick as a crew chief. Instantly, I see how hard he's working, sliding around, working the throttle. I'm asking my driver, buddy, 23 to go. What do you need in the short run? Not 80 laps, not 60 laps, a short run. I don't buy it. I don't believe we can run 90 laps to the finish. The track is too tough. They're sliding around too much. This is a track where you can still spin out on your own.
Yellow
There it
down,
is.
here he's up.
Well, there you go.
Caution's out. Prophetic, Steve.
Here it is, Corey LaJoy.
Jimmy Johnson's going to win this race. It's got to be right here as they approach restart zone. He has got to get the rear tires hooked up and get a launch. It's going to be so difficult with that old left rear tire. Let's see what he can get done.
See how he does it. Back up into the gas he goes. 17 laps to go. Harvick on the inside. How much pressure will he give him? Jimmy Johnson holding him off through 1 and 2. Sliding as he came out of 2. Can he hold him off through 3 and 4? Up the racetrack, Jimmy goes. Here comes Harvick. Harvick's going to pass him and take the lead again.
Oh, Jimmy way up the racetrack off the 4. Now Jimmy Johnson's lost the lead, but he has to focus. He's still got to keep everybody behind him. Look at William Byron. He's in 4th.
Yeah, Jimmy was in 6th before he took those 2 tires, so anything inside the top 5 you would think would be an overall gain for the 48. Truex, on the other hand, is thinking, I need to get by this 48 as quick as possible.
There's a difference in tires. You saw it right there in the middle of the corner. Jimmy Johnson's going to go back to the bottom of the racetrack. Watch Truex gain on him. Right here, Truex will be able to get in the throttle sooner. Jimmy's got his work cut out for him, keep Truex behind him.
Jimmy's just got to run clean laps on that corner. Don't make any mistakes and allow that 19 car to get underneath. This is the 19 car talking about a loose wheel here, just like his teammate.
Oh, Jimmy's loose. Jimmy's going to lose a lot of momentum right here if he can't recover.
Here comes that 19, looking to the inside, trying to take second away.
Right behind him is his teammate, William Byron, trying to get to the inside of that 48 car.
And they're stacked up behind William as well. 14 to go. This will be a long 14 laps for Jimmy Johnson.
I've always thought this is the toughest situation to be in. William Byron, a teammate to Jimmy Johnson. You're faster, you have better tires, but you got to pass them clean. Contact will create a ton of tension within the organization. You're asking that out of a young driver trying to find his way.
Under 5 laps to go. Kevin Harvick out front has a 3.3 second lead over Martin Truex Jr.
Jimmy sideways off of turn 4 right there.
Jimmy Johnson announced at the beginning of the season this would be his final run, his final season of racing. Well, he had no idea that COVID-19 was going to hit every sport. It hit NASCAR. They've been able to come back, but it has changed because the fans aren't there to cheer on the 7-time champion. So Jimmy Johnson, even after Blake Shelton has said, please come back, he might have started that petition to get Jimmy Johnson to come back.
24 closing in.
Yeah, and it's getting tight. Jimmy Johnson
to the top.
trying to make the playoffs.
Let's see what happens.
The momentum for the 24 using the high line.
We're showing you this because Kevin Harvick has stretched it out to an over 3-second lead on Martin Truex Jr.
Top work for William Byron in 3 and 4, but he went right back to the bottom.
Lap car might cost Jimmy a lot of speed off of turn 2. It does.
Here comes the 24. Under 2 laps to go. Can he hold him off?
I agree with you, Jeff. I thought that top looked pretty decent. The run down the straightaway was good for the 24, but he didn't stick with it.
1 lap to go. The final time. Harvick out front. Truex running second. Jimmy Johnson trying to hold on to third after pit strategy. Just a 2-tire stop. Put him up front. Kevin Harvick is going to win. He sweeps.
You just went to 9th all time in the Cup Series win list, bud. So what about today?
Yeah, you know, I have to thank everybody on our Mobil 1 Ford Mustang. Congratulations to Ford on their 700th Cup win. Just really got to thank everybody on this team, Rodney and everybody at Stewart-Haas Racing for, you know, overcoming what happened yesterday with the track bar, being able to nail the balance today. But just got to thank all the partners, Jimmy John's, Hunt Brothers Pizza, Busch Beer, Haas Automation, Fields. I want to say happy birthday to Delaney's mom, Dax, our engineer, same birthday.
Nice.
And everybody at home. So, man, what a year. What a 7 years. Just really, really proud of everybody at Stewart-Haas Racing for being able to drive this car. And week after week, they just put so much effort into making this thing go fast, and it's been a great year.